What's up, YouTube? Good morning. I wanted to make a quick video about what you have to do if you have to wait to have sex. Now, you might have to wait to have sex for different reasons. Obviously, if you're not married, I suggest that you wait. But basically, let's get into it. So, I think the first thing you need to do is don't touch yourself sexually. Don't do that because you're going to stir up all these different emotions. You're basically torturing yourself, and you're going to be looking to find a partner in sex. And if you're waiting until you're married, you might try to have sex before you're married, and that's a big no-no if you're a Christian. And so the next thing you want to do is, don't think about it. Guard your thoughts. So the times that sin turns into a real problem is when you start thinking about that sexual thing and it's not a problem in your mind, and you're not blocking it off in your mind, but you're agreeing with it. When you start to agree with those thoughts in your mind, like, oh yeah, I do kind of want to hook up with that person, or maybe it wouldn't be so bad if we hung out, and we started kissing, and you're starting to make provision, and you start texting that person, or you start to go out to a bar. You start to make provision for that sin, and that's a big no-no. You don't want to do that because you're lying to yourself about the sin, and you're lying to yourself about your desire for sex. The next thing is you definitely want to check your porn addiction. If you have a porn addiction or something, check it could be a sex addiction, but that sounds super serious, but it is serious, but you might not necessarily think that you do. I recommend taking a class on Udemy. You can take in a class on Udemy. There's some great classes on there about sex addiction, and those can be really helpful. Now, Jesus plays a part in your recovery, but Jesus also wants you to get knowledge. He wants you to get smarter. It says that in a few different places. And so some of those places, even though you have faith, you couple that with you couple that with knowledge as well. Okay. And so one of the next things that you should do is, and really this is the first thing that you should do, is pray. Pray that you don't touch yourself. Pray, and even if you are touching yourself, you want to pray about it because God can give you the power to stop. Because you might be in sort of an addictive type behavior, and I recommend praying about it and opening your mouth and talking to God and recognizing that it's wrong and different things like that. But also, I recommend talking to someone about it that you trust, that you really get understanding, like, hey, is this wrong? Should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? What do you think about if someone does this, if someone does that? Do you feel that it's wrong? And so God has called us to sexual purity, and the Bible in 1 Corinthians 7, I was trying to post a video about it the other day, but it didn't really work like I wanted to. But 1 Corinthians 7, it says that if you are not married and you're abstaining from sex, it says devote yourself to prayer. And then, if you're dating someone, it's recommended that you should just get married. You don't have to wait a super long time, especially if both of you guys are really, you're kissing a lot, or you're really close to each other and you have a whole bunch of sexual desire. Get married. You don't have to, there's no rule that you have to date for a whole number of years. I've known people that they've dated for so many years, and it's like, when are you going to get married? And they're already having sex, and it's like, it doesn't make sense. So I hope this video was helpful. And I will talk to you on the next video. See ya.